Well, you can ask yourself, what do you think mental strength is? Does it mean not perceiving things that challenge you? Or does it mean not being moved by the challenges? So does it mean controlling the environment so that it does not bother you? Or does it mean not being moved by the environment that wants to bother you? What would you think? How to go about developing that mental strength? Could you develop mental strength of not being bothered by the environment, not being challenged by the things that want to challenge you, if your physical behavior is not kept in check? If you act out of the slightest pressure, the slightest impulse, the slightest desire, if you're unable to restrain it, if you're not able to be patient about it, if you're not able to endure it with the equally unbothered mind. So it's important. Well, it's good that a person wants to be mentally strong. It's good that everybody strives for that, but it's important to recognize the right way of going about it, because if mental strength means not being challenged by the things that want to challenge you, well, physical desires, verbal desires, things, actions out of greed, aversion, delusion are all forms of challenges that the mind gives into and acts out of. So usually people want to be strong mentally in regard to things that cause them suffering, but they don't want to practice the same mental strength in regard to things they would want to basically provide them with pleasure, such as sensual desires and so on. But they're on the same footing. So whether you're challenged by something that wants to overwhelm you with a grief, or you're challenged by something that wants to overwhelm you with a thirst for sensual pleasure, for tastes, touches, and so on, it's the challenge you are giving into. So you cannot pick one and then refuse the other, because by giving in to the nature of being challenged, you're pretty much surrendering yourself to the principle of mind being overwhelmed by the challenge coming from the world. So that's why if the mental strength is the importance for you, is something that you want to develop, then you have to equally practice it in regard to things that are pleasant and unpleasant, and even things that are neutral. Obviously, that's the subtlest one, whereby, when there is seemingly no challenge pressuring towards pleasure or towards pain, the mind tends to turn kind of quite easily to the distraction. That's another kind of, it is subtler, but it's still another way of giving into the same principle. So, because if you were not truly pressured by that neutral, neither pleasant nor unpleasant feeling state of mind, well, you would be perfectly at ease with it. You wouldn't need to distract yourself from it. So that's that pressure of boredom that we spoke about before. So mental strength then is developed on the basis of these three feelings. So in the pleasant feeling, you mustn't give in to the challenge for more pleasure. In the unpleasant feeling, you mustn't give in to the challenge for getting rid of that discomfort. And in the neutral feeling, you mustn't give in to the challenge for distraction and turning away from it, for ignorance and indolence. So that's how you develop mental strength, by keeping your behavior in check, and then enduring feelings on the level of your mind, not acting out of them, and certainly not losing the sight of them.